Welcome back to KION News First at 10. Time now for a full Fisher Weather Authority forecast. Chief Meteorologist Dan Cianca back. And Dan, on the way in today, kind of nice in Monterey. A bit cloudy for Monterey Bay practice.
Yeah.
And just kind of bit everything, it seemed like, out there.
Yeah, we had the clouds kind of stuck along the coast today. Typical summer weather for us. And would you believe it, though? Tomorrow is August.
Crazy.
Oh my gosh, time goes by
blow your mind a little bit?
Rent day.
Let's get a quick preview of your August weather. And this is a look at some of the normal weather we experienced during the month of August. Look at some of our normal highs and lows across the region and how much precipitation we typically see. So you're seeing your normal highs on the left-hand column for Salinas and Santa Cruz. That means highs in the 70s on average. Watsonville the same, Monterey typically in the upper 60s, Hollister and King City typically in the 80s, and most of us have highs in the mid 50s. And typically we get a couple hundredths of an inch of precipitation. Most of the time that is from drizzle, but occasionally it is from a weather system that might bring a thunderstorm or something to that effect. And thunderstorms are something we're going to be tracking the potential for as we head through the week. But tomorrow, that's not going to be the case. Minus the potential for some drizzle, expecting relatively dry conditions tomorrow. Here's a live look from Domenico's on the Wharf. We do have low clouds that have filled in around the bay again tonight. There are a few high clouds over them, so they do kind of shade them occasionally, but we can see the clouds have already pushed up the Salinas Valley. I'm driving around Salinas for dinner tonight. We're not quite into fog, but it is misty out there. We are on the mist category, so slightly reduced visibilities tonight, and that'll be the case all the way through your morning commute tomorrow. So we look at our temperatures right now. We're mostly in the 50s around the bay, but it's still warm up in the hills, 60s and 70s out there tonight. But for us coastal folks, we're going to see those temps stay in the mid 60s, and again, patchy fog and drizzle will be possible as we head through the overnight hours. Now, what do we expect moving on? Well, we have high pressure off to the east. It is going to be strengthening here over the next couple of days, but a wave moving around the high. Think of it just kind of like a spoke on the wheel, maybe even a better way to think of it is a gap in the spokes on the wheel. Passing by, digging in, bringing some monsoonal moisture, tropical moisture, through our area as we head into Friday. It's just this weak little, you can see the little divot in the lines of the ridge of high pressure. So as this passes by, it's going to give enough lift and enough moisture as fuel. I think we're going to see some elevated thunderstorms or some high-based thunderstorms across the region. Now, most of them will be east of us, but some of them may stray over our area, which means we do have the potential for some dry lightning, okay? Now, we've been talking about this potential all week. I did pull the trigger and finally added into the forecast today. We're starting to see the short-term models, like the one I'm showing you right here is a short-term model. It shows much higher resolution. You can see the fog going to Carmel Valley, for example, maybe up into the San Lorenzo Valley. So it's a higher resolution model, and it can see much smaller pieces of the atmosphere. And those atmospheric pieces are able to resolve things like thunderstorms, right? Which maybe some of the bigger computer models that have longer distance can't really see all that well. So future track overnight tonight into tomorrow, showing by tomorrow afternoon, we're clearing out of the north side of the bay. On the south side of the bay, we have clouds, kind of like we had today. So not a lot different. But as we forward this all the way into Friday, what you'll see is that increase in high clouds as that wave approaches. We start to see that early Friday morning, and the model is showing some elevated precipitation moving through. Now, just because you see green doesn't mean we're going to have rain. It may be raining above us, but that rain may not reach the ground. We'll have a dry, hot layer in between where the rain is basically forming and the surface. So a lot of that could evaporate before it reaches the ground. Future lightning tracker also looking at this type of weather coming in and saying, okay, do we have the potential for some lightning? It is showing some potential as we head into Friday afternoon. You can see some whites and yellows here, meaning isolated threats. So we're not talking widespread lightning threat, but an isolated threat. So that is something we're tracking very closely. You can download the KION Weather Authority weather app, get lightning alerts on your phone so you know if lightning is striking nearby. You want to be aware of that, obviously. And obviously just be weather aware on Friday and stay tuned to our forecast. In the meantime, tomorrow, it's nice and warm up in the hills, 80s to low 90s up in the Santa Cruz Mountains, 70s down on the coast with Santa Cruz and Capitola being in the 70s tomorrow. East shore of the bay, mid 60s, Castroville to Marina, 70s a little bit to the north. In Salinas, you'll be in the 70s. Hollister, upper 80s again, 90s in the Santa Clara Valley. On over to the peninsula, expecting highs to be pretty close to today's with low to upper 80s, or 60s, I should say. 80s would be a little hot for, I think, the peninsula. And then down south, we'll see highs in the 80s for most of our populated valleys, but our higher valleys will be in the triple digits for the most part. 99 up there at the pinnacles too. 7-day forecast for coastal cities showing that threat of dry lightning on Friday. The highest threat will be farther east, but it does include our entire coverage area. Temperatures still pretty seasonable here for the next several days. Will be a little bit warmer Friday and Saturday, I think. And then midweek next week, we could get warm as well as that ridge strengthens and moves to the west. And as we look at our inland forecast as well, heading into the weekend, temperatures well above normal. We're going to stay that way for the most part over the next 7 days. But again, the big threat of that dry lightning is something we'll be keeping a close eye on. Back to you.